This video is brought to you by catbeast.com. Design your own custom snapbacks and hats.
Don't forget to step up your game and get your custom logo or name on any cap at catbeast.com.
Yo, what up? Kiptoe here. I'm still in Akumal, Mexico after the Akumal Arts Fest last week. I've been having such an incredible time here. They're treating us so well. We're staying in these crazy like vacation mansions. The past couple of days I've been like snorkeling, been in cenotes, the ruins, the Mayan ruins. And last night particularly, I did a Mexican Mayan ritual in a temazcal, which is like a sweat lodge, literally in the middle of the jungle, way out there. Big group of us, and we each got into this tent, basically like a 4-foot tent, and you're all crammed in there. The big thing before we got in the temazcal was the representation of the 4 elements: earth, wind, water, and fire, and explaining how all these things, influence our interaction in life and interaction with the world. And I thought that was really quite powerful. All these notions about the 2 different types of existence. You have the tangible, things that you can touch, and the intangible, things you can't touch. And I want to kind of express that on the wall here and do something like that by creating those 4 elements, and also 2 more intangible elements that I felt throughout this trip that I'll explain at the end. Let's get started. All these notions about the 2 different types of existence. You have the tangible, things that you can touch, and the intangible, things you can't touch. You can't touch the air, but without the air, you can't breathe, and you won't be able to exist. And so all these tangible things and intangible things, and he was talking about us as artists, we are already practicing the element of intangibility by creating art through means of expression, and this is a form of intangible existence. Touch the wall, but that's not really the idea behind it. The element of creation is a form of intangibility. And last night particularly, I did a Mexican Mayan ritual in a temazcal, which is like a sweat lodge, literally in the middle of the jungle. It was a big group of us, and we each got into this 4-foot tent, and you're all crammed in there, and they put in these red hot stones one by one. Each level gets hotter and hotter, and it's about 20-25 minutes each level. And they're doing songs, singing and dancing, and explaining what each one means as they put into the new levels. It's about 3 or 4 levels. The first 3 stones are the sun, the moon, and the earth. And it's just kind of explaining we're all part of this together. We're all just one big living, breathing planet. We have to take care of each other. And after each time, at the end of the round, he throws on this herbal stew, this herbal water basically. He splashes it onto the stones, and it creates this steam. It gets, and it fills up the temazcal with steam, and it gets really hot, and you gotta breathe in deeply. It smells really good, it tastes good, and it just like cleanses, when you breathe out and you breathe out, you're all in this together. And then, they open the door, they let out some air, and you kind of relax a little bit. You're still sweating profusely on the dirt. You're getting through it, and it's not meant to be torture. It's meant to be an experience. It's almost like a healing. And the second or third round of stones was kind of a symbolic motion of our human anatomy and our human biology and healing and sacrifice and being vulnerable and realizing that we're not machines, and you know, we need rest and we need to drink water, learn how to drink water, pure, nice, fresh water, acknowledging that there's countries out there that don't have those luxuries of having pure, fresh water. Just being in there with your body and sweating it out and really becoming accustomed to your own body and your own mind and your own heart. It's not a test. It's not supposed to be painful. It was just kind of like this healing sensation, and you're almost like you're in a trance the whole time. And by 3/4 of the way through, you're just kind of moving your head with the music. They're playing music and drums and singing the whole time. You're just kind of moving your head. It's almost like a high. And you start to have these weird sensations, and like your body is almost becoming jello, and you don't even realize you're sweating anymore. You just become one with the ground and the earth and the people around you. And then finally, at the end, on the last door, a representation of willpower and strength. They put in all the rest of the stones. It's a big giant pile of stones, 10 or 15 stones that are red hot throughout the night, and this gets hotter and hotter each time. It's gonna be the shortest one, but it's gonna be super hot. They close the door. Once they close the door, there's no lights. It's pitch black in there. And then he throws in as much water as he can, as fast as he can. The steam is coming, it's filling the whole place. You're getting hotter and hotter, you're gripping yourself. It's hard to breathe because the steam is so hot, and you're just tense, and you're He's putting the water on. And you're like, open the puerta! And he opens up all these doors, and finally everything like releases, and we all get like a big deep breath. And then it's over. But it hurts. It like hurts so good. You know, it has this crazy sensation of like pain, but like releasing your demons. And like, you know, we've been out here for this whole week roasting in the hot sun. I've sweated before, but like that was just like a pure, intense, like steam sweat kind of thing, and it was really, really like exhilarating, but also like intense. And we kind of sit in there, and we just kind of like take it all in. I was really inspired by this experience last night in the middle of the jungle, in the middle of the night, with a bunch of other artists. So it was quite meaningful to me, and I want to kind of express that on the wall here. Wow, okay, just in time. I gotta take off for LA, unfortunately, but I finished this little mural based on my whole kind of Akumal experience plus the sweat lodge experience, kind of all those things wrapped up into one feeling here. The main theme is based on the 4 elements: earth, fire, wind, and water. And each one of these elements is kind of connected somehow with the other. You kind of have the earth symbolized as this rocky, Mayan, ruin, foresty, jungle-y piece. And we have like kind of these streams of water falling down into the water, and then the water is kind of coming up from the bottom. The fire is coming up through the mountains there into the sun, and then we have the wind coming through the left all the way through the piece, going through the mouth as like a breathing in and out, and then into the water. And like I said in the beginning, that was like a big piece of the Temescal, the sweat lodge. Those 4 elements, how they interact with each other. We have fire, the most pure form of energy we have. The earth as a whole, a living, breathing, whole organism working together. The water, the importance of hydration and hydrating ourselves with nice, clean water. And then air and the importance of breathing. Filling up your lungs all the way to full capacity and letting go out with full capacity. Controlling your breathing and controlling your emotions and your state of being. And along with the 4 elements, I wanted to put in 2 more intangibles that I experienced the most in this trip. Number 1 being the sun, this intangible power that is upon us. And I liked the duality of the feelings you get from the sun, especially during sunrise. I've watched the sunrise a few times here while I was in Akumal, and you get such a sense of power, energy, and enlightenment from watching the sunrise, and you feel like you can do anything that day. But then, you know, midday comes and the sun will sap all the energy out of you, and it'll drain you, and it'll get you exhausted, and it'll make you tired and dizzy. And I kind of express that even in the triangles. They start on the bottom, and as the sunrise, it's nice and geometrical and focused. As it gets towards the crest, it starts to become bigger, more intense as it gets to the top. And the second intangible feeling that I got on this trip was love and the impactfulness of shared experiences. Being able to share this experience with other people and someone else was such a joy. Not being alone all the time, and that whole sensation of love is tough to paint, but I want to embrace that feeling, that wholeness, that wellfulness that you get from it onto the piece. That's why everything is flowing into the other piece, and they're all kind of connected in their own little way. And that's the kind of wholeness and sensation of feeling that I got on this trip that I want to express in this painting. Oh man, just watching that brings it all back. Obviously this moment was like a very inspirational and touching moment for me, and I'm really glad I got to share it with you guys and tell the story of this whole Temescal experience. If you're as inspired as I am, you can pick up the custom print made from this mural. It's the exact same mural, all cut into a nice print form in a nice little small print like this. And it goes well with the last print, the Turtle God from last episode, both made in Akumal. Both are custom made prints just for you, hand signed and shipped by me. If you're interested, make sure to check out Kiptoe.com/shop, where you can pick up all this and all the other prints and sticker packs and merch to strike your fancy and feed that kinetic imagination. I hope you're inspired by this amazing place and the work that I created there. I'm about to head back very soon in November 2019. This was all in 2018 from last year. I've been playing catch up for a long time. Make sure to stay tuned for the new Akumal episodes coming soon. And as always, thanks for watching.